Season 3, No More Nice. This episode is entitled, Why Our Silence in Unsafe Rooms Doesn't Necessarily Mean We're Safe. Just because we get quiet in a certain room, whether that's in real life or digital life, it doesn't mean that those rooms were emotionally safe. Sometimes our silence is adaptation. Sometimes our silence is emotional survival. And many of us have learned very early that honesty, boundaries, disagreement, emotion, or authenticity could threaten connection, peace, approval, belonging, or emotional safety. So we adapt quietly, slowly, until silence no longer felt like survival. It started to feel like our personality. Hey y'all, I'm Madison Samone Chase, also known as Miss Chase. I was raised by an incredible single mom who is my biggest fan, my BFF, my bestie for real. I am a celebrity certified personal trainer, fitness and wellness expert, and sports and entertainment media host. I was born in Fort Worth, raised in Dallas, Texas, and built in Los Angeles, California, the city of angels. I trained at Juilliard in New York City with School of American Ballet, becoming the world's only 3-time ESPN Miss Fitness Champion, appearing in over 450 fitness DVDs. The first of those fitness DVDs was led by celebrity trainer and the GOAT Gunnar Peterson, known for training the Kardashian family. As a certified celebrity personal trainer, I've worked with Robert Pattinson of Twilight and Batman, Chris Tucker of Rush Hour, and Amber Riley of Glee, Dancing with the Stars, and The Masked Singer. Champion. She is a champion of both of those shows. And as a sports and entertainment media host, I've had the joy of interviewing Richard Branson, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Emma Stone, Viola Davis, Tyler Perry, and Tiana Taylor, to name a few. I share my story, not to toot my own horn, but to honor the millions of sacrifices that my mom planted in me and is still planting in me so that I could blossom and flourish into the woman I'm still becoming. So if you're listening at home, I want you to pull up a real chair. If you're listening online, I want you to pull up a digital chair and grab yourself some hot herbal tea. And welcome to my cozy home of Cut to the Chase at 8, which is now C2TC8, H.E.R Circle, which stands for High Performing Empowered Women and Men Ready to Thrive Circle. It is a 15-minute micro-learning moment for micro-living, and I am so overjoyed that you are here, because this is where we explore life, lean into life, spirit, mind, and body, through lived experiences, yours and mine, and intentional growth. So join me daily for just 15 minutes, twice a day at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Central, because this is your daily pause for a cause, for clarity, for wellness, for allowing grace in this space, whatever space you're in, and for intentional decision-making and transformation. Each episode, my offer to you are 3 keys and 1 reflective question. My prayer and hope is that these 3 keys are something practical, grounded, and something we could carry with us throughout our day. So let's take a breath together. We're going to inhale for 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's cut the noise. Let's get clear. Let's get ready, set, and let's grow. Just because we get quiet in certain rooms, whether that's in digital space or real life space, it does not mean that those rooms were emotionally safe. Because sometimes silence is adaptation. Sometimes silence is emotional survival. Sometimes it's what happens when the nervous system learns honesty creates tension, disagreement creates disconnection, boundaries create punishment, and then emotion creates discomfort, and authority threatens belonging. Some people trust, not always consciously, but slowly, quietly, over time. We become more agreeable, more useful, more careful, more digestible, less expressive, less confrontational, less honest about discomfort, and less willing to change until unhealthy dynamics make you think twice. And it's not because we're weak, but because the environment that we were taught how to socialize, that safety is connected to suppression. And eventually, some of us become so accustomed to surviving emotionally unsafe environments, they mistake our adaptation to our personality. I'm just easygoing. I don't like conflict. I'm just patient. I'm just understanding. I'm trying to keep the peace. But because peace is built on self-suppression, is not peace. It is emotional survival. And survival can look functional for a long time. It could look like people can smile and show up and participate, serve, encourage others, attend galas, join group chats, sit in meetings, attend churches, maintain friendships, stay in relationship, and with your internal feelings. We start to emotionally be unseen, unsafe, dismissed, drained, or disconnected from themselves. Because emotionally unsafe rooms do not always look loud. Sometimes they look passive, performative, indirect, surface level, emotional consistency. And last but not least, subtly dismissive. Because sometimes the danger is not what is said, but it is what I could also offer to you in terms of safety to be said. And many people learn very early. Don't disrupt, don't challenge, don't disappoint, don't be too emotional, don't make people uncomfortable, don't say too much, don't ask for too much, don't need too much, don't take up too much emotional space, don't take up space, period. So silence became part of our identity. And not because it felt good, but because silence felt safer than rejection. And eventually, the nervous system becomes exhausted, carrying identities built around emotional suppression because the body keeps track of the unspoken resentment, the unspoken emotion, the suppressed emotion, the unaddressed tension, the performative peace, constant emotional monitoring, and the exhaustion of trying to stay emotionally acceptable in unsafe places. That exhaustion changes people. When you're that exhausted, it starts to change you. It doesn't happen overnight, but slowly until one day they realize I have spent more time managing everyone else's comfort than protecting my own emotional well being. And healing starts by changing what feels normal. We stop normalizing surface level connections, performative support, group dynamic built on indirect communication, stable um, communication, subtle disrespect disguised as a joke, one sided emotional labor, and one environment where honesty quietly threatens belonging. Because emotionally healthy rooms do not require people to abandon themselves in order to stay connected. Healthy rooms allow truth, clarity, boundaries, repair, direct communication, emotional honesty, and reciprocity. And some healing seasons are simple about recognizing our silence in unsafe rooms because we were never meant to be safe in those rooms. Which brings me to our three keys. Key number one, silence is not always peace. Sometimes silence is adaptation to emotionally unsafe environments. Key number two, some people become emotionally exhausted from constantly suppressing discomfort, truth, emotion, boundaries, and authenticity in order to maintain connection or belonging. Which brings me to key number three, emotionally healthy relationships and environments allow honesty, boundaries, which is super important, direct communication, timely communication, emotional safety, and reciprocity without fear of punishment, rejection, or emotional withdrawal. Our one reflection question: where in my life have I been mistaking emotional suppression, silence, or self minimization for peace, maturity, patience, or emotional safety? So before you go, I just want to say thank you. It truly has been an honor sharing this time with you. It's been nice for us to invite grace in whatever space we're in. So let's quickly revisit today's three keys. Key number one: silence is not always peace. Sometimes silence is adaptation to emotionally unsafe environments. Key number two: some people become emotionally exhausted from constantly expressing discomfort, truth, emotions, boundaries, and authenticity in order to maintain a connection or belonging. Which brings me to key number three: emotionally healthy relationships and environments allow constantly boundaries. They direct, communicate. They're communicators that are direct. They are emotional safe. They have reciprocity without fear of punishment, rejection, or emotional withdrawal. In your one reflection question: where in our lives have I mistaken Putin, emotional suppression, silence, or self minimization for peace, maturity, patience, or emotional safety? So, if today's episode offered you clarity, grounding, or a pause for a cause you didn't know you needed, please subscribe and share this podcast with someone you care about. And leave a 5-star rating because it helps this space to grow. Now, let's close with one breath. We're going to inhale for 3, 2, 1. We're going to exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. and again at 8 p.m. Central. This is Cut to the Chase at 8. Brought to you by Madison Samone Chase. This is C2TC8. High performing, empowered women and men ready to thrive. Circle with me. Madison Samone Chase. Let's cut the noise. Let's get clear. Let's get ready, set, and grow and go and be great. Blessings to you and yours until tomorrow.